Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode here on the Shamblecraft server. And you join me here under the sea in our little Guardian Temple that we cleared out last episode. And as you can see behind me, I've actually worked a tiny bit off camera. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny. This was literally like 10 minutes of work. But what I've done is I've now moved the portal down into the temple itself for easier access. I've put down the ender chest. We have tidied up the chests a little bit. And hopefully we are going to be working a little bit on this. However, there are some matters that we need to attend to. First of all, I have some tools that need mending, and I've also misplaced my flint and steel, so I need to go get some flint so I can make another one. And in doing so, we are also going to head over to the headhunt hall and deliver in some heads that we got, that we have put in the chest here. I think that was all of it. Yep. So we have two zombie horse heads. Got very lucky there because right now only me and Xbot is online. And because Xbot has been in the nether, they have been spawning next to me. So what we're going to be doing now, we are going to see if we can make our way through the insanity that is the amount of guardians. And by the looks of it, X is now overground since we haven't had a horse spawn here. But yeah, as you can tell here, this is where the portal used to be. We've moved that. We've taken the shulker boxes here. We've left an ender chest here, but we're going to bring that down with us as well. I'm just going to very quickly check if I left the flint and steel here, because then I don't have to get a new one. But it looks like, yeah, I have misplaced it somewhere else. So what we're going to have to do then, we're going to have to go get a flint and steel. We're going to turn in those heads. And we're going to go mend our tools. But before that, you're going to take care of two things. We're going to go here to the headhunt hall. And we are going to check the bounties. Are there any new bounties? No, still mushroom. Null, Croc and Darth are all worth 10 points. Frux, Squid and Mike are all worth 10 points. And these sets are just too big for me. So I'm not going to bother with those. But we are going to go over here and we are going to hand in a phantom head and two zombie horse heads. Because, I mean, it helps, I guess. And after that, what we're going to do now, we are going to... It's a bit of an overkill, but we are going to head into the nether, and we're going to go to the ender farm and mend our tools, and I'll see you afterwards. Well, okay then, that is the tools amended, and we are back. So, okay, we've got our flint and steel, we got our iron, we got our tools mended, all that. You know what, this is the issue, we kind of need to do this in order for this to not result in an immediate death. There we go. Because of the sheer amount of guardians out there, it is quite lethal. So anyway, that is our portal. Let's very quickly have a look at those coordinates. And we are going to do our best to get a portal up in the nether that will link up to it. But what we need to do then, we need to, well, first let's go through it and see where we end up. We should hopefully end up in the one we made last time. Okay, so that means that we can take this and move it, and hopefully that should be enough. And my plan is to connect this to the northern tunnel, because this is further north than it is east, meaning that doing it on the north tunnel will be less work for me in terms of digging. But what I'm going to do then, I'm going to figure out the coordinates. I am going to take the rest of this obsidian, and yeah, once that's done, I'm going to make the new portal, and hopefully we'll get it synced up with the one in the temple. Well, okay then, viewers, we have located where we want this tunnel to go, and I think we have pretty much, yeah, I think this is where it's going to go. Yeah, this is it. So all we need to do now, let's get some ice, let's get some more materials, and set this tunnel up. And just like that, people, we are done. The tunnel is dug, it is set up, it is decorated, and it is ready. So, Team Awesome Super Secret HQ and Valley's Guardian Farm is now accessible through this tunnel. And I know what you're thinking. Valley, this isn't really a secret, is it? Well, no. And it wouldn't really matter, because even if it wasn't a secret, well, even if it was a secret, it wouldn't be a good kept secret, because the thing is, as much as I joke about it, having any sort of secrecy on this server is borderline impossible, simply because of the way we play. You can't really have you can't really have a bunch of secrets here, simply because there's not really, I mean, first of all, there's not really need for it, and second of all, there's not really room for it. So anyway, that is the nether tunnel done. It's now easy to get here to the Guardian Temple, and that means it's time to look into what we're going to do. And I thought I would very briefly explain what I plan. So, as you know, Guardians can spawn in this entire area. And one of the things they can do is spawn outside, and the other thing they can do is spawn inside. If I remember correctly, Guardians will always try to spawn near players. So what I want to do is to find a way to get all of these people, hello, to spawn in here instead. So the long-term goal is to have some sort of spawning area along the edges here that leads into some sort of killing chamber, and sort of to take it from there. In the middle here, I want some sort of meeting room for the Team Awesome kind of, you know, what we're currently doing. And I was thinking maybe a glass bridge on top here, leading to some rooms up top, and especially in the upper half here. But I have to say, I'm really liking this big open space, so I'm not sure I want to do too much about it. What I might do is make a tiny little storage system on this side, and maybe have some sort of killing system on the other side. But what I really want is for this building to look cool, not just be practical. And having a Guardian farm is something that I think would be cool for two reasons. First of all, right now, Simon is really the only one who has access to a Guardian farm. So making this would mean we have two. I don't know what you're thinking. Farley, wouldn't that put you in competition with Simon? Well, yes, sort of. But the thing is, Simon is a very, very busy man. He doesn't have time to play all the time. And right now, he is actually out of stock of several things. So it's not as much competition as it is helping each other out. Because you need to remember, this isn't really a server where we're enemies. We're friends. Like, everyone who plays on Shamblecraft, like 90% of us were friends. We know each other from before, and we actually made this server as a way of playing together, and I just, happened to make videos out of it. But yeah, so that's sort of the plan. Feel free to ask me what designer you're using, because I can't answer that question, because I have no idea. But what I've done so far, as I've already shown you, I've made this little staircase. We now have a nether tunnel, and hopefully what I can do next is I can mark off where some of these different things are going to be, make a little meeting room in the middle here to begin with, and yeah, we'll take it from there. But yeah, for now, however, we're going to leave this place and go take a look at some other things that needs doing. First of all, we really, really need to go over to our base and finish some of the things that remain there. Because right now we're sort of leaving a bunch of unfinished projects all over and starting new ones. And I'm going to be honest with you, as I said in the last episode, this project here was not something that was planned. It was more something that sort of happened through a strange series of events. But yeah, this place is cleared out, this place is connected, and we can now take a look at some of the other projects and finish some of those before we move on to this. And the first thing that needs doing is we need to head over to our base and finish some of the ongoing projects that we have on the outside. Well, alright then, viewers, we are approaching our base, going in for a landing here, and immediately you can actually see some of the things that we're going to be working on. So, as you may remember from last episode, you have a building here that we've partially finished. It's still missing windows, it's missing details, so that is definitely something that needs doing. And also we have a bunch of shells here that not really even shells, they're mostly foundations that need to be turned into buildings. And these buildings are actually going to be part of my very simple villager setup. And what I'm intending is that instead of having like an organized villager farm or sort of villager hall, what I want to do, I want to have these houses here with villagers in them, the old-fashioned way, and just have them wandering around here, because this is an island that should be quite limited. If I open up my map here, you will see that you can't really go anywhere. The only way they can fall down this ravine, and I am working on something there. I'm probably going to add some sort of fence along the back here to make sure that they don't accidentally yeet themselves into a ravine. But other than that, the villagers shouldn't really go anywhere. So I am thinking that keeping maybe 1 or 2 villagers in each of these buildings is going to be good. So I was thinking maybe we can have 2 houses with librarians, so 2 librarians there, 2 librarians there. We could have a blacksmith or something. Well, actually, I'm going to do a little blacksmith building. I haven't decided 100% where, but I am going to do a blacksmith building. And what I was thinking could be really cool would be if my villagers were able to provide goods, I could sell them over here at the market. So I can fill these chests up with the things that I want to sell. I could even put some, I can guide a villager in here and I can close it up. All I have to do is sort of put some stuff over here so the villagers can't escape. And yeah, then I could basically just do like this, push the villager in and close it, and ta-da, villager. So yeah, maybe I'll try to do some creative shenanigans with villagers here. But before we can do any of the creative shenanigans, what we need to do is finish the buildings. And also, we need to finish this temple and overall bring this here area to a semi-finished state so that we can move on to other projects. But what I think we have to do now, I've introduced what I'm going to do. I've looked around the place. You know what this means. It's time for a time lapse. Well, alrighty then, viewers. Some time has passed, and as you can tell, we have been making some progress. Ah, yes. So, where there was just foundations a little while ago, there are now full buildings, and down there, there is now some glass in the windows as well. I've even, for good measure, finished putting the stone railing, or edging, call it whatever you want, on the bridge. So now this place is actually starting to look somewhat okay. And really the next thing to do now, we have to finish this sort of temple building here. But honestly, I don't really know what sort of design I want to go for there. So that one is going to be left for the time being while I tinker with ideas. What we're going to be moving on to is the next bit, and that is what's going to go inside of these houses. And I know that I have now made about 12 beds, so I can fit at least 12 villages. And what we're going to be doing, if I look at the map, straight south there is a village. So I am going to eat some golden carrots so NJ doesn't have a heart attack because I am on stream. And we're going to fly directly south and have a look at the village. And okay, there's a nether portal here. So there's probably been activity. And I have a feeling that this place is fairly deserted. Right, next village is directly due east. And that is east, I think. Is that east? That is east. Let's fly east. I feel like I'm saying east a lot. But we're going to fly over this way. Straight through whoever space this is. There is the village. And bad... Oh. There are still living members of this society. Very, very nice. Hello, Mr. Villager. Hello, good sir. Do you have any trades? That's not the worst one. Oh, wait, it's leather. It's not rotting. Well, we have... Yeah, I might be enjoying. Okay, so the two of you... Are you also a leather worker? Yes, you are. And you're probably a leather worker. Yes, you are. Okay, so... There's clearly a bunch of villagers here. I'm thinking these villagers here will make a great start to the villages we need. We might even be able to breed some of these. So what I'm going to do, viewers, I am going to try my best to get these villagers over to my place, and hopefully the next time I see you, they'll be over in their new homes. Well, okay then, viewers, so as you can probably tell from the dude wandering behind me, we have been successful in getting the villagers over here. And I've also taken the liberty of breeding them up a bit, even made a little area here for animals that's also been used for breeding villagers. But, yeah, what we need to do now very quickly, I didn't realise how late it was, is sleep. And the reason for that is, yeah, let's just say that I have, as I usually do, forgotten about the trick of lighting things up. So, because of this, last night, I had a bunch of zombies spawning, and I think 3, maybe 4 villagers actually ended up dying. Luckily, I've bred up so many that it didn't really do anything. But, yeah. So, one thing we need to do, we need to start lighting this place up. And what I have done is I've actually almost used a stack already. What I have done is I have made some fence. I've did a quick trip to the nether and picked up about 2 stacks of glowstone. And I've made a bunch of lanterns, because what we really need to do is light this place up, because it is dangerous. And usually I don't care, because it's just me being here anyway, but with a bunch of villagers here, I really don't want to risk losing all of the villagers all the time. So what we're going to do, we are going to take some of the glowstone, some of the lanterns, and some of these dark oak fences, and we're going to make some very, very simple light fixtures. And what I was thinking is just do something like 3 fence posts and then a piece of glowstone on top. Something like that. Nothing fancy. One option that you can do, but it doesn't provide as much light, is you can do the sort of traditional, more decorative light fixture, which is, at least the way I make it, is 4 fence posts on top of another, and then you make 2 sides like that, and then you put lanterns on it. And it's far more decorative, but it's not even remotely as effective. So I think I'm going to stick with the 3 fence posts, but I need to find a way. I need to find a way to actually get up there. Put the shulker box down. There we go. But yeah, maybe I'm going to get some scaffolding. But what we need to do, we need to place these light fixtures around here to make sure that this place doesn't get so dark that we risk our animals dying, that we risk our villagers dying, that we risk having a whole bunch of spawns. I think actually I'm going to put some here as well. We actually have a villager here who has stumbled into the animal pen. We're going to take, we're probably going to you know what, we're going to do that straight away. I'm going to remove this hill again. The only reason that hill was there was because I was sort of leading the sheep straight across it. But yeah, putting some, my ability to do video games is very limited. Right now, I have to tell you, viewers, my arms are hurting because yesterday, it's been about a day since I recorded now. Yesterday, I spent 6 hours on the golf course with a friend, and I haven't played golf in 14 years. And I have pains in muscles I did not know I had. It is a surprisingly painful sport. But, yeah, that is just, that's just what we have to deal with, I guess. I think also in these hidden parts here, I think what we're going to do here, actually, we're going to actually create some hidden lighting just to make sure we don't have spawns. So we can do a couple of hidden glowstone lamps here, and we're going to get some green carpet and put on top of it, because that should really help with keeping the mob spawns down. Because right now mob spawns are a big issue actually here, simply because it is a very big island, and it is very hard to keep the entire thing 100% mob proof. It is very, very hard. Because there's so many bits and bobs here and there that you can't really you can't really keep track of it. The only way to really do it, I've noticed, is to wait until it's night and then open the map and see which bits are lit up and not. But that's enough rambling from me. I'm going to keep working on this, and hopefully in not too long I can give you a tour of a mostly finished village. Well, okay then, viewers. So, as you can see, slowly but steadily, we are getting there. So, looking down at the village from up top here now, you can actually see that a lot of the buildings and a lot of the stuff is actually done. Some stuff remains to be made, but hopefully that won't take too long. But even though we're not fully done, let me very quickly give you a little tour of what we have so far. So, starting here at the bridge that leads into the base, when you exit through the bridge, you get to the first path, which is basically the, the living area. This is like the village itself. So here we have an area where we're going to be keeping the sheep, and I'm going to be extending this into an area here where I'm going to keep some pigs, and I'm also going to have a little area where I keep some cows. Other than that, we have some horses, we have a bunch of villagers. We have hopefully managed to take care of the spawning issue now. As you can see, you could probably see from up top as well, I've placed 2 stacks of glowstone all around the place to try and make sure that we have as little as possible areas within the village itself where things can spawn. And also, I've made sure that I have enough beds. I should hopefully have enough beds now for all the villages. And I'm also going to try and build up some extra beds to make sure that we have what we need. But yeah, hopefully this is going to help a good bit. We're not fully there. We've also placed in some slabs here to make it easier to move from the various levels. But some work still remains, especially when it comes to the sort of the decorating and the details and all of that. There was someone who asked me actually in game, Fally, are you going to be selling books? Are you going to be doing villager trades at your village? And the answer is yes and no. The plan is that the villages will of course be tradable. Like this guy here, he has knockback and bookshelves. But the thing is, I'm not going to be trying to get the best trades, because that's honestly not why I have the villagers. For me, the villagers are mostly as I have the villagers here to make it look like a village, to have some life here, really. So this guy, he has arrows. That's not too bad. 10 for guaranteed flint. Okay, this is actually pretty good. You, my man, are going to be the basis of my flint shop. But yeah, basically, the villagers are here. I'm not going to say they're here for decoration, but they're here for the sheer aesthetic of having a bunch of villagers roaming around. I mean, it wouldn't be a village if it was just a bunch of empty buildings. So having the villagers here, it really breathes some life into the place, I feel. So let's just see what we have. We have iron helmet coal for emerald. That's not the worst trade. Black wool for emerald. Grey wool for emerald. Huh, that's interesting. Sweeping edge 2, not the worst I've seen. 15 iron axe. What about you then? Oh, I've already spoken to you. But yeah, the trades, as I say, are not the point. The trades are more of a perk. The point of this village is that I wanted, first of all, to bring back to life the Viking village that I was never able to fully finish. But at the same time, also do something with this area next to my base, which was kind of just a nothingness. And, I mean, looking at that now, I think that looks pretty good. I'm very happy. That might even make the thumbnail. But yeah, really happy with how it's turning out. Still a bunch of details that needs to be done, but that is the sort of thing that I'm probably going to be tinkering with for most of the season. You can actually see Stranger's base far in the background there. And you can actually see all the way to the tower and the Viking ship where I need to actually get some wool and put up the sail. But yeah, that is a lot of work taken care of with the village, really improving on it. But I am afraid, viewers, that having spent a lot of time on this village, a lot more than I actually planned, we have actually run out of time. So next episode, I will be getting back to the head games, meeting up with the team, and hopefully we can get back into the swing of things over there. But for now, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.